Hello and welcome to This Podcast Cannot Continue reacts to the Summer Games Fest 2022. We're just a couple minutes out here. As always, we like to kind of get in and speculate about what we're going to see. I don't know what we're going to see, though. Ben, I don't know. What do you think?
There's a couple of things we know.
Okay.
A couple days ago, Jeff Keighley said, I think on Twitter, that a lot of the things we're going to see, like there will be some reveals, but a lot of the things we're going to see here are going to be updates on stuff that we already know exists, which is a little bit unfortunate because, of course, this is kind of the season of reveals and that's what we really want to see, but I'm also not going to complain about, updates on projects that are in development that we're waiting for, or if they're like announcements of like DLCs or expansions. Like, I'm okay with that at the end of the day. It's still interesting. We do know for a fact that we just saw kind of a major reveal for Street Fighter 6. They're not done. I saw Jeff Keighley's Twitter was mentioning that there will be character reveals. The entire roster was apparently leaked and it's credible, but maybe this will include seeing them in action, so it could still be interesting. Also, one of the featuring things, right? So there's like a Summer Games Fest featuring image that was put up a couple days ago, and a lot of it is like game titles, but a couple of them are studios, and one of the ones that's interesting is Frost Giant Studios, which is a developer, kind of an independent developer that's making a real-time strategy game. And quite recently, well, I say recently, maybe it was quite a few months ago around the launch of Age of Empires 4, but I do remember talking about on the podcast when we were talking about like reviving a genre. One of the genres that I sort of lamented had fallen by the wayside was like the real-time strategy. And so Frost Giant Studios is a developer that is making an RTS game, and a lot of their staff are former Blizzard people who worked on like Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, even just like staff in the Blizzard esports division, stuff like that. Founder of Day9 TV, or a co-founder rather, is on their staff if you look at their about page, as well as like one of the people worked on like a Command and Conquer game and stuff like that. So they have like a lot of RTS experience, and they're they're out from under the Activision Blizzard thumb, so kind of interesting. Apparently they're going to be revealing their game here, so I'm really excited to see that. I don't know. Apparently, I think apparently One Piece Odyssey is like a One Piece JRPG that's listed there.
I'm currently binging that. Sign me up.
There you go.
I'd play a game based on One Piece. Actually, I've been like thinking about maybe like they always go on sale, like those other old One Piece games. Not that we have to talk about One Piece for that long, but I've been thinking about like just trying them out. But I know that they always. There was one a few years
back. There was like a Bandai Namco one a few years back that I heard was like decent in like a 7 out of 10 kind of way. Like you can buy it and you'll have fun, but it's not going to blow your mind.
That's all I'm looking for in an anime game.
Anyway,
really.
I don't know. Apparently, we're going to see a Marvel game. I don't know. We're going to see something about Cuphead.
There's that card one, isn't there? They kind of already revealed it.
What? I don't know. Is that Dark Sun thing? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you remember, let me see here. Is this what I think it is? I'm seeing, yes it is. Okay, so remember that trailer that I was really excited about just because I thought it was super flashy and exciting, that's like, presents itself like it was going to be a walking sim, and then it was like actually guns too, and it's like that kind of like weird dark fantasy like shooter game, Witchfire. Yep. That's listed on this featuring list, so we're going to see what's been out with Witchfire. It's been like half a decade.
Has it been that long?
I feel like 5 years. Yeah, I feel like it.
Well, here we go.
Apparently. Okay, yeah, just here we go. I'll stop speculating. Apparently it's a little bit like Destiny. I don't know. But a different kind of setting. Like it's apparently looks like a looter shooter based on the UI.
Here's the man, the legend himself.
Oh, I also learned on Twitter, apparently he doesn't drink coffee.
Is that relevant?
I don't know. Interesting fact about Jeff.
I don't drink coffee.
He claimed he never drank coffee. I don't know about that.
I used to.
But apparently he doesn't drink coffee.
Welcome to our showcase event. Over the next few hours, we'll give you
There was a
updates on
hilarious
the
shot of
games you
him
love,
doing
be joined
like
by
Monster
special
Energy drink
developer
shots
guests,
at a
and
Call of
yes,
Duty
have a
Modern
few
Warfare event, though.
surprises along the way, too.
So caffeine in
What I
general is
love
not
about
off the
this
table.
show is that it's a true
Just
cross
speculating on
industry showcase.
Jeff Keighley's
Whether you
dietary
play on
restrictions.
Xbox, PC, PlayStation, Switch, or mobile, we'll have games for you. It doesn't
Or Steam
matter
Deck.
the platform of choice.
Is this live?
We're all here
Yeah.
to come together as one
Like, no, sorry,
community
I know it's
that
live.
simply
Is it in front of
loves the
humans,
art of
or is this
Oh.
on a soundstage?
video games.
That I don't know.
The biggest franchises in the industry are here, like Call of Duty. You'll get introduced to
If there's never a
exciting
crowd
worlds
shot, then
and
no.
teams, and we'll make room for small independent developers who we think deserve the spotlight too. If we do this right,
Shiny
hopefully
jacket.
you'll discover a few new games to put on your wish list.
What do you think about the
Even if you don't
quite
get
literal
every announcement
bluegrass in the
you desire, let's
background?
face it, you're not going to get everything today, but we've got a lot
Yep.
of great stuff. So let's get started.
Okay, okay.
Over 30
So this is
years
not going to be
ago,
like the Game
Capcom
Awards. He's already
Street
said that,
Fighter
right?
hit
It's not going to
arcades,
be
and ever
reveal
since,
after reveal
this
after reveal. There's going to
legendary
be
Japanese fighting
some behind the
game series
scenes,
has
some
continued to
content.
evolve. Street Fighter
Yeah.
6 is coming in 2023, and right now we're excited to officially confirm a character coming to the game and show you the
Okay,
exclusive
this is kind of cool.
first
I don't mind
gameplay
this.
footage.
Kind of a more
Okay,
laid-back-
so like I said, we had the entire roster leak, but if we're seeing gameplay footage of the reveal, then it's still going to be essentially new information, and that's cool. So who is it?
Oh, it's Ken. Oh, wait, is it Ken? Is that
Is it-
Ken?
I don't know. There's like a
Guile. Sorry,
Let's get this mission started.
yeah.
America's hero. I don't know. Ken's.
I saw the
American, I kinda
airplane
figured.
and I was like with the flag and I was like Guile. If it was something else American like I would think Ken, but because it was an airplane. But it took me too long to recall his name.
Got you in my sights.
Sonic Boom.
What do you think of his voice?
I mean, they made him look older, which makes sense. He's huge, though. Look at him.
Yeah. I feel like all Street Fighter characters are just inherently big. It's just the way they're designed and modeled and stuff. But at the same time, he's also literally visibly taller than Ryu in this
That's
footage.
fun. He's got a switchblade comb,
Just on a
Did he always
Bro.
have a goatee
butterfly.
like that?
Comb? No, no.
Yeah. So that's new. They always change up their looks once in a while, right? So
That's fun though.
that's cool. Yeah,
I
looks
think People
good.
getting pumped for that.
If you're a Guile main, I mean, I think there was probably no doubt he would be there,
It's all
but
about the cone. All right, next it's time for a brand new game announcement here.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is actually a
Summer
game
Game
announcement.
Fest.
let's
Check
go.
this out.
Did he say something about fast? I spoke over him.
Tantalus base.
So yeah, you are a bit a bit faster than me.
Oh, sorry.
Sergeant Leo Alvarez.
No, it's fine.
of the CM Leth Recon Squad. Our mission was to enter the Tantalus base, locate the ComSat relay, and bring it back online. We found the relay, but there was a...
What is this?
Get that door closed now, Private. Close that gate. Nothing gets in here.
Huh?
Ray didn't make it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Releases of
I'm wondering if it's like alien something.
Yeah, it looks space hoarder-ish.
Willis, take the lead.
Doesn't
It
this
also
just look like the Callisto Protocol again?
No, they're too retro-y looking.
Yeah, that's true.
good. What we found was
I'm thinking it's alien.
a new kind of evil.
Oh, maybe not.
Is it like a Doom game or something? Like that's so weird the way the enemies kind of remind
Alien.
me.
Called
Oh,
it.
is it? Oh, okay. Oh
Did it,
yeah.
did it.
Yep. Those first few like kind of zombified looking dudes sort of reminded me of like the very basic enemies in a Doom game. But I was gonna say that doesn't really make sense because it wouldn't be so dark unless there was like a Doom 3 or some kind of like vibe again. Yeah, I guess Alien does make a lot more sense for what we'd seen. I don't really find that as exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna flat out say it. The original Alien movie is one of my favorite movies of all time, but
I don't know what I saw.
like it's
But
just such a good
games
sci-fi.
based on the franchise have been pretty
But I know when I close
Hit or
Have you ever
miss.
noticed that the aliens, like the xenomorphs, seem to be either invincible or cannon fodder, depending on the style of game?
Yeah, I suppose.
and someone needs
Maybe
to
there's
know.
lore reasons for that. You know, let us know if there's lore reasons for this. I mean, is it just okay? You know what? If it's good, then that's fantastic. Oh wait, I thought it was gonna be a first-person shooter.
Oh wow.
I'm not in love with the isometric games. I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
I don't.
Not always. Not
I don't
always.
mind games with that perspective, but it just depends on what kind of game it is. Like one of the reasons why I was so intrigued with Lost Ark before I found out that I kind of hated the systems and the business model is like I do love isometric for an RPG, like kind of your Diablo like gameplay, right? But on the other hand, the isometric shooters, things like the there's actually like a Valve one too. I just find these like top-down shooter games to be a little less my thing. Yeah. Now we have the actual Callisto Protocol again.
This kind of seems like shots we've already seen.
This feels like it's literally the same trailer we saw at the Sony State
Yeah,
of
'cause
Play.
remember I made that Crafton joke.
Yeah.
Take a look outside. Did you know that they call Callisto the dead moon?
I mean, it looks spooky enough. I'm not gonna lie.
What planet is Callisto orbiting again?
I
Jupiter?
believe so.
So whatever you're holding on to right there, that's your old life.
Yep.
You gotta let that go.
It's the largest moon of Jupiter after Ganymede.
Cool.
Is entirely in my hands. I'm just trying to give you a chance at rebirth.
Gross. This is definitely, I'm not the target audience for this. Looks
Dead
great
Space.
though. Pardon?
I liked Dead Space.
Yeah. I mean, this is the same, like, what, like, I guess director, writer guy.
That last part.
I wonder where on the line it's gonna toe between horror and action, though. You know?
Looks like a lot of both.
Every time.
Yeah.
It literally, it looks like pretty much equal measures of both. I don't know. Because everything that looks like gameplay is very action-y, but everything that looks like a cutscene is, I don't know, pretty horror.
What I thought the original Dead Space did so well was, oh lord, that's gross.
Yeah.
Was that it kind of took like the RE4 kind of vibe. I think gave it slightly better controls, but added back in the survival horror element of like retracing your steps a lot and like looking for stuff, whereas RE4 kind of definitely tended towards action in the later half of the game.
Okay.
So like I don't know if lots of people like
That's
think of
right,
it like
we know what
I
you
don't think
wanted
that
to
it's
see, and
held in the
joining
same
me now,
regard
Glenn
as RE4
Schofield,
because
striking distance
RE4 is
Glenn.
RE4, but
First of all,
what I did
congratulations.
appreciate
This
about
game
Dead
looks
Space was that it
absolutely
did
incredible.
try
I gotta say,
to
the fact that you
kind
have
of do
built this
Resident
team,
Evil
this
1
studio, new
with like an
IP,
RE4
shipping this
engine.
December, all in
It's
COVID,
a similar
blows me
engine,
away. So
like, you know, closed
congratulations.
close spaces, recurring
thanks for
bosses that
having
kind
us.
of
I
chase
really
you and
do
stuff like that. It was
appreciate
cool.
And you know, for a second, just give me a second. You know, I
It
wanna
definitely
thank
did
you,
some neat stuff.
for
So
all you've
I'm
done for
curious.
the
I'm
game,
curious, you know. But
all
if
these
this one
years.
tends towards
I
like
know you,
hyper gore and
16,
action
17 years
only,
now.
I wonder if it'll recapture the same
you've
audience.
been an
Basically, is my point.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I think that Dead Space has its following. Yeah, it wasn't like a huge, but it was like a moderately big deal, and I know that there's a lot of people that hold it in quite high regard.
This game, so people saw the trailer, but what I'm so excited today is that you just brought.
So I'm
up
sure
the
those
raw
people are
gameplay.
at least
This game is
optimistic
in
about this.
development, and
Oh,
people will be
totally,
blown away,
totally.
I think, when they see it. But tell us a bit about what are we going to see today?
December 2022. It's not far away too. If
it's 2 segments in the
you know.
first half of the game.
Yep.
One is a med
If you're
base,
waiting for
one
this.
is a power station,
That's a good point.
And you're going to see some new enemies.
Somehow I
some
completely
brutalities,
overlooked the
some,
date.
just about everything. We're showcasing a new weapon called the Grip. It's like a gravity gun, but it picks up.
I'm like
the enemies
tentatively excited. I'm like
and it
excited
shoves them
that this
into
game has the
fans,
potential to
rips them
do well,
apart. It's great.
and kind of like,
and then
because
check out
space
the,
and horror go
the
together
nice
really
ending we
well,
have,
but
where
space
we,
often
we
tends towards
usually
action,
kill
right? So
our
if they
main
can
character,
really
Jacob, and in a very unique way.
tap into that
And,
horror again, I think that can be
just for a
really cool,
second,
right? Because
I
we just
wanna
saw the
thank
Alien
team,
game
man.
looked
Like you
horror-y,
said,
and then
to
when we
COVID,
saw
to
the
everything else, the
gameplay, it
dedication,
was
the hard work.
Not really at all.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yep.
much.
which is fine.
Well, Glenn,
That
I
doesn't
gotta
speak
say,
to that
again,
game's quality at all. I'm just
what
saying.
you guys are shipping this year, this looks like a
The behind the
world-class
back thing or
next-gen
first person
game.
thing works
It's-
really
it's rare
well,
that teams are bringing something out
I
like
think,
this
for
year, and let's let the footage
horror.
speak for itself.
Yep.
Let's go
Okay, so
field,
this will
strike
tell
it.
us if it's gonna
Here
be
it
too
is, the
actiony
first
or not.
gameplay of the Callisto
Oh,
Protocol.
just straight up gameplay. Okay.
Yeah.
What's on his back?
There's a gun, and you mean that green thing?
No, I meant the, I guess, gun. It doesn't really look that gun-like to me, but maybe it like unfolds or something.
Well, in Dead Space, the like the guns all kind of like fold out when you pull them out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice jump. I like that way of viewing what's happened in the past through like these kind of like glitchy holograms. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's good. Kind of in a weird sort of way, because it's showed you a visual, not text. Kind of has like Metroid Prime scan visor vibes, because like you're often paying attention to things that happened before you were there.
Oh, this is completely Dead Space. This is completely Dead Space. This is a total throwback to Dead Space 1, because that series got progressively more action as it went on, right? This is... Okay, so that gun transforms to door.
Okay. Yeah, right now the pace seems pretty moderate.
This is on par with like what I was kind of expecting. This is close to what Dead Space. Yeah, the stomp's back. Sorry if you're a little bit behind, but
Yeah, I am, but that's okay.
that stomp was iconic. You could just keep stomping on the necromorph bodies, and they just kept losing pieces, and blood kept on gushing out of them endlessly. It was like stupid, but kind of like, I don't know. It was definitely, I would say, iconic.
Okay. So he seems more kitted out now. Oh.
Okay, different type of weapon. And the dismemberment's back. Okay. I mean, I know we saw a little bit of that earlier, but as like a core feature of the game, that's interesting.
The like kind of grabbing and throwing the enemy thing.
That was in Dead Space 1.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, that's gruesome.
I'm not gonna lie. That just looks like this team got the chance to make Dead Space
That
1
just
their way
happened.
without EA, and they're
All right,
doing
moving
it.
on.
That's what that
Seems
looks like.
like it, yep.
October, Call of Duty
I'm
Modern
actually super
Warfare
pumped
2
now.
arrived. Infinity Ward is once again returning
I-
That's what I
Nice.
mean.
for a
I went from,
modern-day action game.
we'll see how it
Today
is,
we're
to
about
seeing
to
that
show
and
you
going,
world
yeah,
perspective
okay,
gameplay
I'm in for this.
with
This
a
is kind of
level
cool.
playthrough.
There's nothing quite like showing gameplay.
You know what? Completely true.
Of Call of Duty.
Hi everyone. In 2019, Modern Warfare
What is this
is
set?
everything. And on October 28th, we usher in a new era of Call of Duty with the launch of Modern Warfare 2. We are back, we are bigger, and we are bringing the entire team.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any of those characters. I'm
So,
sorry, the internet.
Alejandro.
I'm not the
And of
biggest
course,
Call of Duty fan.
We needed
Not
a
for any
stage big
particular
enough to
reason,
debut
just
Call of Duty in a
wasn't ever
whole
my
new way.
game.
Inspired by the world
One
we're
of
about to
my
enter.
friends
Oil rigs,
was
cargo ships,
playing a
staggering
considerable
odds
amount of
just the
Warzone,
beginning. Here
and
is Modern
I was
Warfare 2.
watching him stream it pretty often, so I know a little bit about at least like Warzone's gameplay, but I know nothing about COD campaigns. I know nothing about other multiplayer modes or anything about it. I'm not really a COD player either. I always feel like COD walks this really awkward line with like militaristic glorification, and
Oh, they definitely do. They definitely do.
it's like
Actually,
I think you can tell. I think you could tell like a valid war story that has a military setting, but I just think that a lot of the stuff that we actually get is just very like, you know, yay, hooray, America, yay. I don't know. I'm lacking the words right now. I'm struggling to, I guess, say it concisely, but I just get this like feeling about it. I don't actually play the games, so I don't know if I'm correct, but that's at least how I kind of perceive it.
About gameplay reveals for games like this is graphically obviously impressive, right? But and this might just be because I don't
I definitely can appreciate the tech, sure.
it's because I'm maybe just not the target demographic of this particular view, but to me, as somebody who sees these reveals all the time because I watch these things, it kind of ends up being like, I don't see how this would get me more hyped than any other. Do you know what I mean? Like than any other Call of Duty. Like I don't know what gameplay we're seeing right now that's making.
Yeah, what's the new part and what's the familiar?
Yeah. If you know, let us know, because like honestly, this is just a blind spot for me.
Yep.
Not being critical. I just like.
Likewise. Like I said, I do know a few things about Warzone, which is their kind of battle royale mode.
Yeah.
Because I do watch my friend play it, but I don't.
But like, remember the Vanguard reveal where it kind of did the whole like, you're there when when the Russians get attacked and you're like going through these burning buildings that you were just walking through with your, you know, your commander and all this stuff, and it's like, it just was very cinematic, very all of this, and
I seem to have forgotten.
Oh, obviously everything here is different in terms of setting and whatnot, but in terms of like vibe I'm getting from it, it kind of just seems like similar sorts of things.
The player in this footage is like really slow playing it too, compared to how I know you can move and shoot in COD. Like, I know you can play this game quite fast and stuff, but it's played in a cinematic way, which is fine, but I kind of just wish we could kind of, like, no offense Activision, but I wish we could kind of cut the crap and just see what it actually looks like with a real player playing it, because it is gameplay clearly, but it's like, I feel like, how do I put this? It's like gameplay, but the player is very scripted too, and I just find that sometimes when you get that, I feel like you don't actually get a representation of what it'll be like to play it.
That's fair enough. I mean, I think
which, like, a lot of trailers are guilty of that, by the way.
I think what they're trying to show is more of a deliberate approach, though, to the campaign, like a refocusing on telling a solid narrative. Because
yeah, that's true.
Because when they were sneaking around in the first part, there was a door, and there was an option to not just bash it open. There was like nudge it open or bash it open.
Yeah. We're seeing. I don't know if that's new. Cool. Like, that's a new feature. If it's new, if it's not new, I have no idea. Right. So yeah, I'm with you on that much. I also really want to see, where's our first-person shooter trailer. Like, I don't know. This game's probably not simultaneous releasing. I don't actually know what COD's release is like. But when can we get a first-person shooter trailer where like the POV is like clearly playing with a mouse? Like, I just want that someday. I know why they do it on controller, by the way, because the fixed like speeds at different control stick like tilt depths or angles or whatever are like really good for cinematic camera panning and stuff, like, for like it being really smooth. And mouse players tend to be a little more frantic and snappy, but like, once again, it just comes down to my desire to be shown like real gameplay, because I'm not really fooled by I'm using the word fooled, and that sounds really negative. It's not necessarily the case, because again, I know why they do it, but I guess I'm a little bit jaded, specifically with first-person shooter trailers. But I just kind of like, I'm too aware that like real gameplay in the hands of like a real player will look quite a bit different, just in terms of how players control and move the game. I don't know. I kind of mumbled my way through that. If that doesn't make any sense, dear listener, I'm truly sorry, but I'm trying. I do like the sliding stuff on the deck of this listing boat. That's cool. That's a cool effect. Once again, I don't know if past COD games have done this in this kind of setting or scenario, but it's really cool here. Adds a little bit of dynamics to just navigating the deck of this ship.
Yep, more dynamic firefights.
Pretty cool.
It's definitely interesting.
While we were praising the tech, I'm noticing that the wave effect in the water is updating at like half frame rate or something, and it's really jarring to me.
Like off in the distance?
No, close up, like on the ground. Like if you look on the ground, how there's like the water that's casting about. If we can get a still enough shot, you might notice that the way the water lines are like moving across, they're updating at a slower rate. I'm noticing it. Which also tech like that sometimes is a performance optimization more than it is a limitation if it's going to go unnoticed by most players, but I tend to notice things like that.
If you're playing this game, you're not looking off to the side though. Your focus is like where the
on the crosshair, on the doorways, on the yeah. Of course. There's some interesting tech with like frame rate and shading. Like if you're familiar with like variable rate shading, it's this tech where the like quality, the rendering quality is like higher in like focal points of the screen, the middle of the screen, brighter areas, and it's like lower in like really dark areas where like this whole batch of pixels will mostly be black. Like for example, if you're looking at the body of the characters on the left right now when the lightning's not flashing, like they can actually decrease the render quality when it's able to dynamically like predict that the scene will be so dark that like this entire object should just appear as black, or or near the corners of the screen in like a shooter where players are often focused towards the center and stuff like that. Kind of performance optimization tech. It's cool stuff.
Do they not do a similar thing in racing games?
Yeah, I think they do.
It's great. Thanks.
I remember watching a GDC talk where they went over Forza and were kind of talking about how they kind of played with the tech, so everything that you were looking at when you're going at high speed only needs to be rendered like super good in the focal point, and all the stuff to like the periphery can kind of just be not whatever. Like they definitely like fine-tuned it so it like still looked really believable, but they're like if you kind of block out that and only look at the rest of it, it's obviously like different, but the illusion is there.
So there's some information here that we might not actually hear them talk about, but I saw on Reddit earlier today. 2 pieces of information. One is that the Warzone 2 that's going to be following this release, I believe, is not going to include any of like the microtransactions, cosmetics unlocks, account unlocks, any of that stuff that Warzone 1 had. So basically expect Activision to just take away all your stuff and sell it to you again in the new version. And number 2 is they apparently said that all of the Call of Duty releases going forward will be on a unified engine for full compatibility with Warzone going forward.
Interesting.
Collaboration across all of the different disciplines, as you saw.
Maybe it's ultimately the better future-proofing decision, but the cynic inside me definitely questions the whole like not making any kind of effort to, I don't know, give Warzone 1 players some kind of equivalency for their stuff going forward. Even if it's like they can't give you every like microtransaction skin that you have because they'd have to rebuild them all in the new game at like no profit because they're not selling them if they're just giving it to you for having it before. Even if it's like, okay, you don't do that, give like one item that's like a legacy player item or something that like looks really cool that shows like, I played since Warzone 1 or something. I don't know, like just do something, right? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Across Call of Duty. What can we expect from you guys this year?
Yeah, we first of all, thanks for having us here. We're just so excited for October 28th. It's
I mean,
such
this
a
has
been
been
moment, not just
teased
for
for a
Modern Warfare
while,
2
so
and everything that Jeff and the team at Infinity Ward have built. But
Did
it really
she
marks a
say
step change,
October?
what we're calling a transformational
It's not that
moment
far
for the
away either.
franchise. You're gonna see
If you're a COD
incredible
fan,
rendering, incredible
you're
graphics,
waiting
all
like
just within the game
a
itself,
quarter
built
from
on
now,
one
right?
shared engine now across
That's true.
Yeah, 4
Warzone
months.
and Modern Warfare 2 going forward. of course, there's a lot of chatter and interest.
I mean, as with
the
anything,
new Warzone experience,
once
or
again,
affectionately called
COD's a
Warzone
blind spot for
2.0.
me, but
There will be a standalone.
to have a hard time getting excited for anything Activision Blizzard, if I have to be honest. So.
So we're gonna sort of feed the entire
I
community
want
there.
to be
All eyes
more
on
optimistic
28,
that things will be
and again, I think
changing,
the
but
collaboration's just
it
being
kind of
more
feels like
excited
a
for
lot of the
Warzone
efforts that
1.
we've gotten directly
Warzone
from
2
Activision
total,
Blizzard have
for
been
players
pretty
on the
like
go,
symbolic in
we're on
nature at
Steam,
best,
you know, I mean, so just a
and
big moment, and there's gonna be a
not,
lot more to come
you know.
in the months to follow.
Yeah. And this seems to be kind of conveniently kind of being like, but COD, remember guys? It's back. And it's like, yeah.
When we're
But
seeing that from the community, we love
I don't
when
know
the
that,
fans
you know,
have some
like.
plans,
Yeah.
some chatter
There's a
about
lot of
it.
like really
Alright,
suspect
and
things
other
that Blizzard
elements.
did,
We will get into the
particularly in the
details
World of
of
Warcraft side in response to a lot of the stuff that came out. Like,
Warfare 2,
there was like,
so
there were like
all the more
paintings
reason
in
why we
like
think
castles
being
in the game that were of
is
like,
such an important,
God, I don't know,
us
maybe they
looking
were like
ahead.
princesses or whatever. They were some types of female characters, and they were like replaced instead of being like, you know, this character's dress is a little low cut. Like, I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what you do about that if that's what you're worrying about in response to like allegations about how you treat women in your workplace. Is like that's its own thing. Like, whether even changing stuff like that is like a solution, or just treat the people that you employ better, or what, right? But
Right.
anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that they went and changed paintings like of women in the game's like setting, like, if you get what I mean, to like bowls of fruit and stuff, which is like, instead of like dressing up a female character in a less like sexualized manner, you would rather just remove them entirely and replace them with fruit. It's like, if we can't like lewd the female characters in our game, like, we would rather remove them, is like the message that it sends, right? And then Blizzard was like, they did this thing with the recent update now where it's like, when you log into WoW for the first time post update, you have to like agree to a social contract that says that you're gonna like respect your fellow player and stuff. And apparently it's basically all the same stuff that's been in their terms of service forever, and like doesn't actually say anything about new steps for enforcement. It just basically makes you click, okay, yeah, I won't like treat people like crap, and then like nothing seemingly has actually changed.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like it seems like there's a lot of like very loose symbolic gestures, a lot of which seem to represent that they maybe don't even really understand what it is that people want them to change. So yeah, I'm not optimistic about Blizzard right now either. Okay, let's go. Witchfire? I'm interested.
We're just gonna skip over flashback. I thought it was Blaster Master for a second, but
first-person shooter, which will enter early access soon. I am so excited.
I didn't even wait. Did they show something?
They did.
Oh, I didn't even really notice. I was just staring. Oh no, we are not that professional yet. Perhaps. Okay, I'm super stoked
No,
on this.
I think you were talking about things that need to be talked about, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
this
so
does
zoned
look
out
like
thinking
Destiny
about what I
now
was
that I'm looking
saying.
at it.
I mean, it doesn't look like Destiny. Obviously, it's a completely different setting and everything like that. But
Did you remember that original trailer though? Like the people that brought you, what is it? What remains?
Painkiller
Yeah, and then they're just
or something like
here's-
that, or
Yeah,
was
that-
it Bullet Storm? I can't remember which game they said it was. It
The
was
first
like
part was walking simulator, and then nope, actually, it's going to be not a walking simulator.
right.
This
Which I
looks
mean,
neat, although
which I mean,
will
this
say it
definitely
looks-
still isn't. But gameplay-wise, it's looking Destiny-ish. Yes.
Okay, so here's my concern with this, even though this does look really fun. When it was revealed, everyone went, oh my god, this looks amazing. But now it kind of looks like something I would expect. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Maybe does it give you a feeling like all of these enemies seem to have like swords and stuff, and like what are they supposed to do against you when you have a gun?
There's a crossbow, but yeah. Oh, that guy had a projectile.
Okay.
Well, if you have a lot of them, though, you can get overwhelmed. Like, look at Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that logo. That's cool. So
Is that it?
Early access soon.
Okay.
Interesting. Epic Game Store. How do you feel with that?
I don't use it. I don't play games that are on it. So, you know, I'll wait till it shows up somewhere else.
Okay, next up comes an ambitious new game from a new independent studio in Europe, starring some very familiar names. Enjoy
But,
this
game
world
looks cool.
premiere, new game
Yep.
announcement.
Okay, world
It
premiere.
looks pretty polished, which is neat.
A world premiere from an indie studio in Europe, did he say?
Officer
Fallen
Taylor
Leaf? Who's
Network,
Fallen Leaf?
29.
Ziva.
Today,
Black Drakkar Games.
I can't believe what I saw.
I'll look it up really quick.
Kind of like space horror.
Solace, everything okay in there?
I literally can't find it. Okay, whatever. I'm just watching the trailer. Welcome to Fort Solis.
We got a blood stain on a curtain. There we go.
Yet more space horror stuff.
I don't know that.
I say that sounding negative. I'm not. I'm just saying there's been there's been a recurring theme.
Something's going on here,
Solus.
and I need to find out what
Okay.
it is.
So it's an indie game, but they're putting the voice acting cast on the front. That's cool. I kind of don't hate that. Kind of like a
Significant
movie,
names.
you know?
Right.
That's something brand new, and
Well,
look
there
who
he
it
is.
is. Troy and Roger in person.
Mr. Video
Guys,
Game himself.
So fun, the fact that you're working on a game together. What a cool team up. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
I got to ask you guys, who are your characters in this game?
Well, I get to play a character named Wyatt Taylor, who's a medical officer who's...
He looks the same as he did like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The man's a vampire.
As we go through the game, and of course my character will be at times in opposition with Roger's character.
The battle we've been waiting to see.
Every once in yeah. Oh, man. We can't wait to show you what we've been working on. And by the way, Jeff, this looks awesome, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
so great to be here. Thanks for having us.
It's so great that you're in another game. I mean, it's feeling this is your first game since Red Dead 2.
One of the first major ones for a while. And I play a character by the name of Jack Leary. He's a maintenance engineer on a remote Martian mining post.
Okay.
His job is to make sure that none of the equipment breaks down while it's on their graveyard shift. The graveyard shift meaning Mars and Earth are really far apart from each other and their orbits around the sun. So
Seems
help
cool,
is
man.
not a simple call away.
Right on.
I gotta ask.
Okay.
But, like,
will see this thing and they'll probably
Here's my concern now. Now are we going to go real hard on space horror?
Right, like when we had like zombie games, like 3 zombie games per whatever trailer reveal event show. Like, yeah.
What kind of like moves there are for horror to do something different that's not space or fantasy or zombies in a post-apocalyptic?
Sure, yeah. Like, I just feel like I don't know what it is.
Pirate horror? Would you play a pirate horror game?
Yes, I actually think that's a great setting for horror.
You know, like you're on a boat, you could run into a ghost ship, that could be like Zone 2, and then the ghost ship runs upon a ghost island. You know, like there's stuff you can do with that, I think.
We want this to feel, it's a tight thriller.
Sure.
We want it to feel like
Devs out there, hire me. I will design you a pirate horror game. I'm scared of everything.
Pirates like
terrible at horror games.
Pirate settings like ancient curses and
Yeah.
And
why not, right?
Yeah, and undead.
What if you tap into
Can
like
be
the
a thing.
Indiana Jones kind of vibe also, like that kind of like
At the
early
same
20th
time?
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean like a different genre. Like, I'm thinking like early 20th century kind of like,
I guess I've seen some of the behind the scenes.
you know, temple exploring sort of.
Can you give us a
But
hint about the
you know what I mean?
gameplay? Like, what are we gonna
Maybe,
do in
yeah.
this game?
It's not a bad way to run across something spooky. Anything that's like there will be unknown and spooky things is pretty much like perfect for a horror setting, or at least usable for a horror setting. So yeah.
I just feel like we got space, we got fantasy horror, and we got the current era, but maybe a couple years ahead. We got that down. We've got tons of games in that genre. Give me like a weird one. Give me like a Wild West horror game. Or I was gonna say a samurai horror game. That's kind of what Onimusha is, except it's not really that scary. It's just like that's what that technically is.
He says, "I want to know the story of this fight." And so Roger and I sat down. We said, "These are who our characters are." And he goes, "Give me 1 hour, and I will come back to you with the story of this fight." And after an hour, he comes to us and he goes, "It was like a recovery program. It was 12 steps." And he walked us through this incredible fight. And about halfway through it, I started tuning him out, and I was like, hey man, I just want to let you know I've got no ego about this, but I can do a lot of things, but I can't do this. And he grabbed me by my shoulders and he says, oh, you can, you will, and it's going to be glorious.
And we did.
It's
like a dance. There was a lot of trust, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
big,
excited
big
about
stunts. Yeah, I mean, this is so cool to see.
It's kind of neat to see a game like this get a bit of a focus, you know, especially.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Maybe it's not that indie if it's got big names on it, but I didn't recognize the studio really.
It's time to world premiere a very exciting new game, which will feature a musical
More
score
space
by
theme.
industry legend Mick Gordon. This
Okay.
one is gonna grab
Maybe
you.
we're just doing
We are
space
so
now. Maybe
honored
space is
to
the
meet
new.
you.
Everybody invest in space. Space is the new. Everything apparently.
Okay, I'm liking sort of the retro kind of or like.
Okay. Getting some 2001: A Space Odyssey vibes. That just looks like a real shot. Oh. Crawling through some tunnels. Okay.
I do like the aesthetic though.
And I'm not trying to be naive, but does this not look fantastic?
Yeah, it does.
Like just.
A lot of the
really,
time,
really
camera.
good.
A lot of the time, like camera and like effects and like film grain and stuff, for some reason, go a long way towards like obscuring a lot of the things that make a video game look like a video game. If that's like a weird thing to say, but
like in these first-person segments, I don't think we're getting all of that. See, this is the other thing. Zombies are creepy, but also like man's own creation gaining sentience, also very creepy.
True. Yeah. Very
Poutine.
true.
Sign me up. I love poutine.
That looks pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, I really liked the look and feel and like aesthetic of this. So like what I'm trying to say is like one of the things like with Jedi Fallen Order, for example, that made it look so much like a Star Wars property was literally just having like film grain in the rendering. At least for me. Normally I would turn off film grain, but in Jedi Fallen Order, as soon as I turned it off, I was like, actually, I gotta turn that back on because it looks like Star Wars. I don't know.
That's true. Also, they did those what is it? Those the classic swipes for their like cuts.
Yes, that actually went a long way towards it as well. That's true.
Dwayne Johnson here coming at you from
Okay.
Iron Paradise, the very hot.
There was a strategy in FF14 for Eden 12 Savage for the Junction Titan mechanic that Crystal Data Center called Dwayne Strat, because the diagram, instead of showing the 8 boulders, used 8 little crop pictures of Dwayne The Rock Johnson's head. So, kind of interesting. When I see his head, I literally just think of E12S now.
You guys also know me as the greatest and most electrifying surprise in gaming that happened. You know me as the
Arc?
Foundation. And I gotta tell you guys, number one, thank you so much.
Wasn't he like super excited about some Arc game, or am I confusing? No, I'm confusing with Vin Diesel. I'm having a moment. I don't know, bald actor. I get confused, you know.
Other than Vin Diesel.
Wasn't Vin Diesel really excited about a Arc game that he's in or something?
Black
Yes.
Adam, as millions of you know around the world who know the Black Adam mythology, he is ruthless, he is unstoppable.
Yeah, I kind of just like walked into that one, but
tutorial is this. Black
I don't
Adam
know.
is the
It's
powers of Superman, but the only difference, well, there's a few differences, but one of the biggest differences is Superman's weakness is magic, and Black Adam's one of his superpowers is magic.
Did not know that. Superman's weak to magic?
October 21st, I cannot
Oh.
wait for you guys to see Black Adam around
Not
the
a
world
comic
in
book guy, I
theaters
didn't know.
only.
I'm not really either, yeah.
Finally see the hierarchy of power in the DC universe change. It has been an honor to become Black Adam, and it is a role that's in my DNA and that I was born to play. I was born to play the Man in Black, and I'm honored to show it to you guys on October 21st. So until then, Stay healthy, stay safe, stay focused, keep having fun, keep kicking ass, enjoy your gaming, and I'll see you down the road.
Okay.
This is Black Adam.
Black Adam.
So this is just
What have your powers
straight up a movie?
I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Looks like it. Yep, it is. We've had movie trailers show up at the Summer Games Fest before. I always think it's a little in poor taste. It's like not really what I'm watching this for, you know?
Adjacent though, like the same demographics are gonna probably watch both. Like I get why they do it.
I get why they do it, but I just find it to be like okay, obviously I have accepted that the entire thing is essentially advertising. We are just willfully watching advertising. But now it's like when it's too external, it starts to feel more like advertising instead of like me seeking out information. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a difference between advertising when I'm seeking out information about something, because it's at least like there's a sense of voluntariness to it, whereas this is like I just didn't come here to watch movie trailers. Sorry, Summer Games Fest. But yeah, I get why they do it, because there is definitely going to be crossover. Outriders. So I was kind of wondering, I thought Square Enix gave up on this. For some reason I thought, I didn't know they were going to continue supporting this game. Like I know it was meant to be a service game, but I thought, for some reason I thought they were like, not, I don't know.
I guess it just didn't take off.
Yeah, I thought they were like not vibing with it, you know?
It's so hard to like pick what's gonna work for a live service game. I feel like I know that we talk about them in sort of like a negative light some ways, but like, you know, you just see what someone else is doing and you go, we could probably do something like that, but we'll change the formula a little bit, and then it just doesn't take off, or it does, and it's just like I don't know how you're supposed to plan or develop one of these. You know what I mean?
I think it like has to be justifiably one at its core. Like the gameplay should be something that like the design of it like needs to be. Like how do I put this? Like when we say service games, for some reason we tend to think of our like Destiny, Division, Anthem, like types of games. But like for the sake of an example, like an MMO is a live service game, but it's also a genre that really only can be a live service game by nature, right? Whereas like something like the Avengers game that came out is something that I think a lot of people felt could have been developed towards a single player game instead. Yeah. We got a little Switch segment.
Okay. Are we gonna see anything new in here though?
Maybe not. Monster Hunter Rise.
That's actually kind of new.
For some reason I thought Sunbreak was already out. That Capcom collection was announced a while back.
Yeah. Oh, here's Cuphead.
Okay.
Oh, it's not Cuphead. Sorry, I saw the shape of the cup on the coffee shop.
Oh, it's Fall Guys.
Fall Guys is free to play now, right?
Wasn't it always?
No.
Oh.
Going free.
For some reason I thought it always was.
You're wrong.
Okay, they got streamers in the video. I mean, this game popped off with streamers, so it makes sense to use them to market it.
It's inherently hilarious.
Yeah. And that's cool.
Sure. Why not?
That was so fun.
That's my birthday, June 21st.
Well, look at that. Happy birthday from the devs at Fall Guys to you, buddy.
I mean, I already have it because it was a PlayStation Plus game.
from
Legendary
a new team
developers.
of
Chrono Trigger 2.
legendary
Let's go.
developers. Check this out.
Kidding.
I think you're being a little. So this is one that I was talking about in our speculation. This is going to be an RTS game. The question is, what will it be like? Show us gameplay. Don't just show us cinematic. But yeah, this developer has been quite public about the fact that they're making an RTS, but very private about what style, setting, like look, gameplay, anything.
Looks like space horror, buddy.
Okay, hurry.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Huh.
Command, I may be onto something.
Is the statue rebuilding itself?
I have it, Command. Repeat, I have it. Mission
Looks like.
accomplished.
Base Diablo? I mean, kind of, though.
I honestly kind of just want to see gameplay, but it's cool.
I was gonna say, I like how that monster just like literally like kind of cracked its knuckles and made fists.
True.
It was like, all right, I'm gonna get into a fist fight then.
I mean, I'm sure these will be units in their RTS. I guess one of the factions will be space demons. Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt. Ouch.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
We gotta move. Now. There's a storm coming. And hell's coming with it.
Okay.
So space demons.
Stormgate. I wanted to see gameplay.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably show off
Flip to
something
gameplay?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe.
There you have it, Tim. Congratulations. Stormgate is real. We have a name and some details. So, first of all, congratulations on this announcement. We're so excited about the return of RTS, brand new franchise. What is a Stormgate, though?
All right, so Stormgates are portals that open during a massive solar storm that unleash the Inferno
Kinda like
host
Doom?
on future Earth.
Yeah.
Sorta.
And we
Seems
saw
a little.
I mean, you know,
Seems
you
a
guys
little doomy.
coming from Blizzard and StarCraft, everyone wants to know about races. You know, tell us about the sides in this RTS game.
Yeah, we're unveiling our first 2 factions today, but there will be more. So the Human Resistance, and we saw an archaeologist from the Human Resistance.
Future looks
and,
bleak. They never go like, you know, it's always the human
also
resistance.
The Infernal hosts, who are these demon-like
It's like
monsters
a trope.
who come from another world.
I think one thing everyone wants to know about, especially your background pedigree of the team, of, you know, where do you want to push the RTS genre? It's something we've all loved for decades, but, you know, opportunity for a lot of innovation. I know you're going to show us, I think, some hints of where you're going to go image-wise. with the
Gameplay?
actual gameplay
Oh.
made in Unreal Engine, but any sense of what you want to do for the gameplay in this game?
Absolutely. But the first thing I want to say is we are very consciously trying to stay true to what players already love about RTS. Where we're really trying to push the genre and be innovative. First off, approachability. For one thing, we're free to play, but no pay to win, no NFTs, nothing like that, just to lower that barrier to entry to get players in. But we're also really trying to be a lot more social. So you'll be able to play the campaign cooperatively. We've got 3
Nice.
open-ended co-op, and we've even got
Cool.
3 versus 3 for competitive multiplayer. But of course, we've also still got 1v1 competitive.
And as a
Okay.
little surprise, I think we've got some first
That's-
kind of work in progress images from the game, right?
Yeah, these are still very much still being worked on, but some shots of actual assets.
That looks
we're
cool.
Building in Unreal Engine 5.
Wow. Well, I love it. And 2023, you said for the beta, so people can sign
Yeah,
up now.
does
get
look
ready,
cool.
And I'm just so thrilled. That
Once
there
again,
is
blind
a
spot for me,
brand new
but
RTS
I like
franchise
RTS
from
games, so I'm optimistic about it.
I know you do. Yeah.
I'll keep my. I'm not really good at them, but I do like them, so I'll keep my
Thank you so
you know,
much for having
my eyes peeled for more on Stormgate in the
Frost
future.
Giant Stormgate, keep an eye out for it. Now it's time for another indie game announcement that I'm
High
excited
Water.
to share with you.
I think I've been following Frost Giant's Twitter for a while now, waiting for to see what the game was actually going to be like. So that's cool.
Radio keeping you in the know with our flow. Alphaville authorities continue to deny false rumors that Alphaville elites are planning to evacuate to Mars. True or not, the one thing we can't deny is that the world ended on a sunny day.
Post-apocalyptic Wind Waker.
What a cool aesthetic.
Love graphics, yeah. All the elites escaped to Mars and left everybody else on Earth.
Seems seems kind of.
I don't know. Doesn't seem plausible to me. He says facetiously. Coming this year. I'd like to see some gameplay with the vertical slices like, but that's neat.
I'm interested.
I really like that they leaned into that art style though. I think that really did them a lot of favors, you know?
World ravaged by extreme climate change. Now, speaking of the world around us, the conflict in Ukraine is not far from anyone's mind, and it's impacted the development of games, including Replaced from Sad Cat Studios, a Belarusian studio.
Oh, I remember this game looked awesome. This was the one with the 2D style.
Right, HD 2D
understandably unable to complete
look.
it in time. Guys, I just want to say we're thinking of you and all the developers.
Yeah, this one had a really like bloomy, really like post-processing, like modern graphical post-processing on like 2D assets style, with really nice parallax scrolling and stuff. Just looked really cool.
Hopefully,
it was like a cyberpunk kind of game. Yeah, hopefully they're doing well, and hopefully they said, what did he say? They didn't have the trailer ready in time. It's understandable.
Check this out.
Of course, 100%.
Picture a city where technology and science go hand in hand with fun and entertainment.
My grandfather, Elijah Walton, had a dream to build the city of tomorrow. That dream is now a reality, and that city is Arcadia. A 43 square mile metropolis where each
Is this a
and
Metroidvania?
every citizen enjoys a life
It's
of
kind of like setting up like that 3D, 2D kind of setting a lot.
It feels like we're getting very side shots of like, yeah.
American Arcadia. Control. Subject on the run on camera 4025. Interrupt broadcast immediately.
Okay, with some mix-up gameplay, that's cool.
Listen to me. We can't allow Trevor Hills to escape under any circumstances. Trevor.
Uh-oh.
Trevor, can you hear me? Be careful and don't make a sound.
Oh, so it's like a Truman Show kind of thing.
Get you out of there.
That's cool.
Looks
Whoa.
really what?
Apparently we've made it to the beach.
You know what this look reminds me of this stage here?
What's that?
You remember like old fighting games where like the plane that you fought on was like an infinite thing and the skybox was kind of like it
Yeah.
looked like it was closer, but that's what this looked like.
It like
reminded me of
rotate.
like old Tekken.
Yeah, it like rotates around behind you. Oh yeah, especially the older Tekken look. Yeah. Coffee stain. Oh, is this the Oh wait, what is this? I thought they had a completely different game.
Wasn't it like Dead Island? No. Sorry, that's not right. Oh.
I thought they had like a fantasy game that was in development. Maybe they have more than one thing at a time.
This looks like something else. There was a Dead Island thing where there was a guy jogging and zombies were going around. It was very similar to this. Oh, heard the Wilhelm scream there.
I'm looking at what they I remember a lot of this stuff. Okay, so they're a developer and a publisher. So this could be a Goat Simulator sequel then, because they did the original Goat Simulator. Yeah,
Goat
okay.
Simulator 3? Is there a 2?
At least according to this Wikipedia article, no.
There you have it. That was Goat Simulator 3, and it's coming later this year to the Epic
Right, here we
Games
are with
Store.
this.
Now, last year, Marvel and 2K announced Marvel's Midnight Suns, a tactical RPG.
I feel like when this was revealed, it got some pretty big blowback. People were like, not what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Crossover with supernatural ones like Blade and Ghost Rider for a battle against Lilith, the mother of demons. Today, we've got to look at some new folks set to join the battle.
I'm just like straight up not a Marvel fan or like a comic universe fan. It's just not something I'm into.
Very fair.
How do I explain this? I don't think I can talk about it without maybe upsetting a viewer who is a fan of it. I just don't really find it to be cool. I find it to be a little bit like inherently cheesy, and so a lot of it doesn't I don't like see it and go like, whoa, it's like so cool. I just kind of look at it and I go like, it's exactly what it's always been like.
It's an aesthetic. I think you just might not be the target demographic is all.
Yeah, almost definitely not.
Mother won't hurt you.
I mean, people do love when Spider-Man gets involved.
That's true.
Typical Parker luck. I'm gonna need some backup.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I find the inclusion of Ghost Rider very interesting. I just feel like he's kind of like not a top tier hero that when he's included I go, interesting.
I didn't know he was a hero. He has villain vibes. I only knew sort of basic concept what he looks like. I don't know anything about his story.
I think it's like an anti-hero kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, and there's Venom. Oh. Oh. I mean, for my limited Marvel knowledge, I feel like there were some cool reveals regarding like characters in that trailer.
Okay. All right.
Counting on you again, old friend. 3, 2, 1. That used to always work. Well, it did that one time.
Sure. Why not?
All right.
That was Midnight Suns.
Oh, okay.
And now we're moving on to the wonderful
Let's
world
do it.
of Cuphead, the delicious last course. And can you believe it? We're
Wasn't
only
this
a
announced
couple weeks away
ages
from
ago?
Playing the delicious last course DLC. You see how they did that for Cuphead. Joining me now is Maya
Oh.
from Studio MDHR. So first of all, Maya,
Clever.
it's really coming.
It's really coming June 30th on all major platforms. We are thrilled.
Well, I'm so thrilled.
This is a
too,
Toronto
that,
studio.
I think all the fans can't believe that this is here, and I've been
Is it not?
lucky enough to play this.
I'm
actually
not
on my
sure.
Steam Deck last week, and you guys gave me a copy. I can't. People are not going to be ready for how amazing this looks and the backgrounds and what you guys have done. I feel like you've amped up, obviously, the gameplay. It's difficult, as we would expect, but the visual look, you guys have taken it even to the next level, which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah, we absolutely did. I couldn't pinpoint one thing that we're proud of in this because we really honed our craft, took everything to the next level, from animation, the backgrounds, the music.
I also don't know how they could take the
design,
music to the next level.
and of
It's
course,
just
a
it
new
was
playable
so
character, Miss Chalice.
good
I'm very proud of her.
in the original
Chalice
game.
is fun to play as, and even though this is a DLC, it feels like it's its own game inside of Cuphead in many ways.
It is, definitely.
Yeah, you just get on the island, and there you are off to this new new territory, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's our biggest island yet. Super-sized bosses, lots of secrets to discover. Don't let any rock go unturned.
Yes, and lots of challenge ahead. Well, I know you brought. I know you don't want people to necessarily have too much spoiled about the game, but you brought a little something. For people.
A little something, yeah. It's brand new gameplay footage of one of our new bosses, Mortimer Freeze. It takes place in an icy arena and features some of my personal favorite attacks and transformations. We hope everyone enjoys it.
All right, let's check it out. Cuphead, the delicious last course. Next smile.
So impressed with the animation in this game.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Like, I wonder how they'd follow up a game like Cuphead. It's just such a clear aesthetic. It's almost like a FromSoft level of like declaring how you make games, you know, with the music, with the visual design, with the hardness. It's bold.
Right, it kind of begs the question of whether Studio MDHR's next game, for example, if you saw it without splash screens saying who made it, if you would recognize it to be theirs or not, even if it doesn't, you know, do this kind of a style, right?
I think there will always be a focus on animation and music, though, because they really, really...
Yeah, if you go that hard on learning how to do it that well. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't invest that effort without doing it more than once, I think, probably.
I would agree. Yeah, it's...
Showcase. And Sunday, don't miss the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase with a look at the future of Xbox and Game Pass. Now we have some exciting news for Nintendo Switch and PC fans about Neon White.
Okay, so I got a story about
An
this.
assassin from hell who slays
This is actually interesting because the rumor that there is a Nintendo Direct next week on Wednesday came from a content creator who was contacted by the developers of this game and wasn't made to sign an NDA, apparently, and posted on Reddit and basically said that this game would be getting shadow dropped next Wednesday, and that they got like a review code for the Nintendo Switch to make content on it.
Okay.
And then they kind of said, I can't talk about the other things, but this confirms what I know from other NDAs that I've signed. And I was just like, well, you're not allowed to talk about it. I don't know how that works. We haven't had the privilege of being able to sign NDAs yet, but basically they just said like, yeah, I didn't have to sign this one, so like this pretty much confirms that there's probably a Nintendo event next week based on all the other stuff that I had to sign. And I was like, all right. So there's speculation as to whether or not that was real or not. But that's kind of why people were thinking that...
I remember seeing this game originally in a Nintendo Direct and thought it looked really interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very, very interesting style.
Now it's time for a game made by a single father in Poland. Over the past year, he's brought on some help to bring his vision for a fast-paced action game, Midnight Fight Express, to life.
Cool.
Let's take a
Okay, I've never heard of it, which is not a bad thing. I'm just, you know, going in with no preconceived understanding.
You know the saying, get knocked down, get up again, that whole spiel. Well, it's time, partner. Time to rise up. Together.
Looks pretty high octane.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool. I like all like the vehicle stuff that they have here to kind of mix in with the on foot combat and gunplay from the look of it.
You know who put it there? Nah, not him. Me. Well, I ain't wearing it anymore, and neither are you. Tonight, we wash this whole
Interesting.
damn city down.
Okay. Huh.
Cool. Right on. Looks decent.
Game, I'm happy to announce that a PC demo of this game is going live right now on Steam and will be part of the Steam Next Fest next week. I really want more playable games to get
I like
in the hands of
demos.
you guys at home,
Demos are
and that's
good.
one of them. Check it out. All right. Joining me now is Megan from Digital Extremes to talk all
Speaking
things
of Toronto,
Warframe.
we've got
Megan, how
a
you doing?
neighboring city, London, Ontario's
I know.
Digital Extremes, yeah.
On the show. I don't know how that works out, right?
I always think it's so weird that this game is like pretty high profile and is made in like such a ridiculously low profile place.
Right.
Not to reveal my bias about London, Ontario, but I won't say too much, you know.
It's
Just
a pretty big city.
Special events category, but she is there and she is for you if you are properly linked up.
No, Warframe, you know, as I said, we've done a lot over the years. You guys have done incredible things with the game, and I know you have TennoCon coming up in July, which is your big kind of event of the year to reveal what's next. What can you tell us?
Well, I can't tell too much, but yeah, July 16th, 2022. It's a digital event again this year. Today, actually, we just launched the digital items for it, so you can get some in-game goodies, some really cool cosmetics, some merch, all that really great stuff went live today. But of course, the reason I'm here is to, you know, kind of debut. We have our Tenno Live during TennoCon, which is our big reveal of the night, and we usually do a little bit of a gameplay, a little bit of a demo, and I think a lot of people can suspect what it might be, but I'm here to kind of confirm what it is that Tenno Live is going to show.
And what is that?
Can I say it?
Yes, I think you can.
Okay, you're going to get your first look at the Duviri Paradox.
Finally!
Finally, I know it's been
I have no experience with this game, I'm not going to lie.
I don't know what Duviri Paradox is. I have no idea. I can tell you this TennoCon, Tenno Live, Tenno... A Tenno is what your character is. That's what they call their people. One of the kind of weird twists of Warframe is there are like humanoid characters, but they're like for the most part the enemy faction from what I understood, and that Tenno are these weird kind of like psychokinetic alien people, except I don't know why this protagonist looking character looks rather human. I only know like the very opening premise, so if Tenno turned out to also just be humanoid at some point in the story, I wouldn't have known.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't know what the other thing she said is. I already forgot what it was called.
Dream of who we were.
I don't know, it's like third person action looter shooter. What is that, like, I guess like an expansion or something? I mean, the game is like free to play, so when they have expansions, I guess it's more like a, I don't know, major patch or something. Okay.
Next, it's time
Neat.
for a new look at Honkai Star Rail, an upcoming open-world space.
He's not
RPG.
wrong.
Yeah, a lot of space today from Genshin Impact Studio Hoyoverse across mobile.
How many games does this developer have? Because they also just announced a game that has this very like modern city kind of like graffiti sort of like aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What do they have, like 5 games in development right now? Like, oh my god. I mean, I guess Genshin Impact made them like a fortune, so suddenly they can just like launch a billion different projects all at once, but they also changed their name, right? The developer used to be MiHoYo. Now it's HoYoverse.
You don't know who you are.
Don't really know why they did that.
None of that matters. In the near future, you will encounter many perils.
You know what I love in trailers?
What's that?
You hear the same drum beats the whole time?
Yeah. Why do they all sound the same?
It's like the bum, 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 bum. Like
Yeah.
every single time.
That's why I really like trailers that break that mold. What do you think of the look of this? I think it looks fine. Doesn't-
Yeah. It looks fine. You're the Genshin person. I would say
I don't
probably more likely
anticipate
to play this than Genshin.
I don't anticipate playing any of their other games. I mean, Honkai Starfall, like there was already Honkai Impact before that, so this is based on a prior game in some way. Not a completely. This one, Zenless Zone Zero, is this one looks cool as fuck. Sorry, I swore. I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer for this one. I will consider playing this one because it looks awesome.
What I've seen so far, it was announced a couple weeks ago, and it has the detail of Genshin Impact with a fast-paced action style.
Yeah.
Here is the world premiere of a brand new look at Zenless's notable characters, armed enemies, and world of danger.
Yeah, I thought the original trailer for this one looked really cool, and I was actually interested. Wonder if it's the same trailer.
We're gonna find out.
This is a bit of a slow burning intro. I don't really remember that part, so I don't know if it's the same. Excuse me, I have the hiccups now.
So are these games all gonna be like Genshin, or are they, or
As
are
in,
any of these
like, gacha
standalone?
games, or do you mean?
Because this looks standalone-y, but I'm not 100% sure that's true.
What do you mean by standalone?
Like, just like a game. No gacha, just like it's just...
Oh.
Now I'm seeing lots of characters, now I'm starting to think...
No, I think this developer is basically only making gacha games. When you said standalone, I thought you meant like connected lore, universe, story-wise or something. I was gonna say this is clearly a completely separate game, but that was a much less impressive trailer than the one that I saw that originally announced the game.
Quite done. Oh, never mind, maybe it is. Oh man, yeah, that actually was really good.
TMNT Shredder's Revenge, which reminds us all of the Turtles arcade games back in the day. Well, it's nearing the end of development, and the team wanted to use SGF as a way to reveal one exciting aspect of the game.
What is it?
Keeping under wraps.
That's actually interesting because we know a lot about this game already.
Do we?
Yeah,
I know nothing.
They've had some content.
Oh, I've
creators,
seen.
like,
I actually have
play
seen
portions
this.
of it. Is it just more characters? Is that what is that what they've been hiding? Yeah, Casey Jones, cool.
Guess so.
I wonder if there's gonna be like even more though. You know what I mean? Six-player local?
That's pretty cool. Can't
Dude,
complain
that
about that.
rules.
Yeah, when local is so, you know, kind of forgotten about these days in the modern era, it's nice to see someone still doing it.
If that didn't have local, it would have been
kind of pointless. just maybe an aggressively dismissive thing to say, but like, come on.
Next Wednesday. Is that Wednesday? I think so.
I don't have a calendar open.
Thursday, a week from today. Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
Do you like RPGs of the rocket kind and also chess?
This game, if I remember correctly, I think this game is a... Okay, I might be getting this wrong. I think this is a Korean-made kind of like MOBA hero kind of game. I forget how it plays. I think it's like a hero-based battle royale. I forget what it is. It's some kind of like esportsy game, and I think it's from a Korean developer. Let me just look it up. This game's like already out though, so I don't know why we're seeing it, because there's a category for this on Twitch.
New content?
Okay, it's a battle royale shooter with like hero characters, yeah.
Super Bowl final beta. Whoa, wait, what's this?
Oh, so I guess when I saw it on Steam, I was seeing betas. I just like thought it was out.
Okay. They really launched into this Humankind trailer. Or content update. Uh-huh. But wait. There's more.
I also could be wrong to think that Super People... It could just be that one of the betas was being played by a lot of Korean streamers. I just feel like I remember seeing the category on Twitch, clicking it, and like all the stream titles were like Korean titles, and I was like, oh, I think this game is like probably released there first or something. I have no idea. Everything I said about Super People was wrong, except that it's a shooter battle royale. Nothing else. Well, not wrong, but I can't confirm any of it because for some reason Googling it is like you can't even figure out who the developer is. Apparently the developer is called Wonder People, and I have no information about where they're from or who they are. I don't know. Got confused. Lost track of it. Humankind looked. I don't know. Kind of neat.
Yeah.
Humankind allows you
What's
to shape
it
your
apart from
civilization by
Civ?
combining a multitude of historical civilizations
I don't
from
remember.
the ancient to the modern era.
Yeah.
One
Sign me
Piece
up
is
for One
celebrating
Piece.
Its 25th anniversary this year, and Bandai Namco is bringing the mega
It's actually
popular
ending
franchise back
soon.
to video games
Did you know that?
One Piece
I had no
Odyssey.
idea.
Monkey D. Luffy
Yep.
and his crew
Apparently they're taking a
pirates are
1
off
month
on the
break
next
before they come
adventure.
back for the
This
final
trailer
arc. So we
reveals
still
the
might
setting
have One
of
Piece for a
Mysterious
while,
Island,
but
where Luffy and his Straw Hat
they're
crew
launching into the
become marooned in
beginning
this
of the end.
exciting upcoming JRPG.
It's so funny because like I feel like I can watch stuff like this even though I'm actually watching the show, and it's not spoilers because the show's so gigantic that like I have no idea how anything happens in it.
Fair enough.
Although I will say this, every 3D version of Luffy always doesn't look quite right.
I mean, he just doesn't look quite right anyway.
Yo, I literally just watched this arc.
It's the eyes.
I don't know who Frankie is. If this is legit like a One Piece RPG, I'm actually weirdly so down for it. It looks like they're kind of like doing the series right in the way the animation is and everything, except for his weird eyes, as I've always said. But hey, that looks really good.
New encounters.
Show gameplay.
And
they're showing like in-game shots.
Yeah.
I want to see like.
I want to know what it plays like. I want to see a system, you know?
You know what this looks like, dude? This looks like Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah. It has a very similar rendering style.
I would play One Piece Dragon Quest 11.
One Piece Odyssey.
Seems like
Who's
a weird thing.
developing this? Would this be like a Bandai Namco thing? Bandai Namco, Ilka. Okay. Cool.
This August, Soul Hackers 2 from Atlas launches, and we've got
Soul Hackers 2?
listen to the
Really?
English voice cast.
Did we know about this one? I'm sorry if I
Yes,
missed
there
it
was a
before.
trailer for this. It looks awesome. The visual style is super, super cool.
Like I feel like we cleared out all of like the other stuff, and now we're into like the.
We saw the
anime
trailer
stuff.
and we
Our
know
game
the
effects.
character. Yeah. I think we saw the JP version of this trailer already. You really didn't see this one? I thought I linked it to you when it came out.
I might have watched it. When did it come out? It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've seen this, but you know how I feel about Atlas. I'll give it a go.
You get one more chance to make things right.
Okay. Man, there's just something about their visual design that I.
So that's our mission then.
It's good.
With so many new games featured across SGF events, you might be wondering
All
how
right.
to plan for your summer gaming dreams. NerdWallet can help you find the smartest
Okay.
credit card to reward your gaming purchases.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
The Epic Mega Sale is going on right now. Save up to 75% off top PC titles with an additional 25% off eligible products. And it wouldn't be the Mega
Oh, we're just talking about
without
this.
the free games vault.
About-
Maneater.
oh, about
Maneater.
Maneater.
Before the sale ends
Sorry,
on June
I forgot that I'm like a few seconds ahead of you.
Store Twitch channel
Yeah, that's
for a
okay.
Summer showcase on June 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We're taking a look at new announcements and updates from PC titles heading to the store this year and beyond.
Oh, montage time? Oh, it's going to be a cloud service or something? Or is this like...
Gaming TV?
You nuts?
Okay. Interesting.
Oh,
it's-
is this a smart TV that has like streaming service capabilities?
Yeah, because it
I
runs
see.
Game Pass. That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
You still need wild internet for this to work, though.
Yeah, not for me, but... Alright then.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand as a TV manufacturer why you would, you know, be on board with that.
Okay. I don't know. This is fine. That's a lot of games, though.
Yeah.
I just don't love how this collection is done. How the download's free, but then you have to buy the like pieces of it to make.
Oh,
it
is that how it
like-
works?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't favor that.
And this comes out like tomorrow. So that's why
Oh yeah? I love the conversion from the like pretty vanilla Mario rendering to like the Strikers drawings.
Yeah.
Do you think this game is going to be like exciting, or do you think it's going to have sort of like this Switch era Nintendo thing where it's like kind of a weak version of like AKA like Super Mario Party is kind of like a weak Mario Party game, all things considered?
Oh, fun fact! I've been watching reviews on it because they're already out.
For Strikers?
It is, from what I can tell, it doesn't have a story mode. It just has a tournament bracket. It only has 10 playable characters. The online,
kinda, yeah.
If the online's good, it could be a lot of fun. I think the core gameplay is good. From what I've been hearing, people are like, it's really fun. It's exactly what you remember.
But it has
It's
that
really-
bear feeling.
Yeah, it's like the tennis.
This is that game that looked like Doom but was a rhythm game. Remember this one?
Yep. Yeah, I do remember this one. I like the idea of putting rhythm into like weird games.
Not traditionally rhythm games.
The thing is, though, games like that then live or die by their soundtrack, whereas rhythm games can just be collections of songs you already know, right?
Yeah.
Seems like they got a real all-star cast, though, of like metal musicians on this. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I guess if you're a metal fan and like a Doom fan, then there you go.
Even the pickups look very Doomish.
Even those glory kills or whatever looked Doomish. Yeah. They basically just like at the studio they were like, what if Doom but rhythm game?
You know what though? Why not? Right?
All right.
That one was Metal Hellsinger, coming later this year from Funcom, a rhythm shooter with metal music. And right now, as I mentioned, a demo has launched on PC,
Cool.
Xbox, and PlayStation for you to play for free. Next up, a new game launches tomorrow, The Quarry from Supermassive Games. This spiritual successor to Until Dawn stars David Arquette and an all-star cast. It's getting great reviews, and this is one of those binge-worthy
Till
teen
Dawn.
entertainment
That's like the
where your every choice shapes your story.
what were they
and
called? The
determines who
Dark
lives and
Pictures
dies
series?
at a camp in
Is that what
upstate
this is
New
kind
York.
of?
Here's the first look at the
Is that the
launch
same
trailer.
dev? They make like the interactive horror
Family
stories?
is the most important thing in the world.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same
Your
dev.
whole family, you know, like
Isn't Until Dawn that game whose icon is like the skull hourglass
hanging
thing?
on the end of a rope.
That's the Dark Pictures. So that's the Dark Pictures anthology. So this is the same company, but this is not part of the Dark Pictures anthology. This is
Pulling that rope and you're just gonna fall right down
okay,
the
that's
bottom of
cool.
the well with the rest of them.
That's cool.
And what's the point of that?
I've always been interested in these as ways to play games with people who aren't game players, because it's so cinematic and so much like watching a TV show that you can like interact with it and have a good time playing on the couch with people. You can even treat it like a TV show, because the games are like, I think they're like a few hours long, but maybe too long for like a one movie sitting, you know, like 5 or 6 hours long. And it branching paths based on who dies, who lives. So you could even play it again to see more stories if you wanted to. And honestly, the tech is getting so good that like the performances are getting a lot more like, you know what I mean, like visceral and believable. I think it's cool. I think it's a really neat sort of way to approach video games for, once again, like maybe people that don't want to play a video game, but like, for example, watching Stranger Things on Netflix, or like a darker streaming show. You know what I mean? Like you could get into things like this and kind of like, you could even play it as a group, right?
We saw this at
We've seen this.
Game
We've seen
Awards.
it.
He was saying, yeah.
Realm card system that lets you impact things like the weather pattern, resources, and challenges in this procedural realms. Here is your exclusive.
You said it in sync with him.
Whoa, that's
because of the delay. When you said it, it was like literally word for word.
I have a little known fact for you. I am Jeff Keighley. This is all pre-recorded.
Not even sure if Nightingale made it.
You don't sound like him.
Fragile you humans are.
That's part of the.
Oh, wow.
I'd say that
Part of the
staying fed,
deal.
dry, and rested should be your priority. If the portal arch is inactive, you'll need to make realm cards from rare resources. Once you have realm cards, you can activate the portal.
Cool UI. I like all the drawn stuff. Whoa.
Yeah.
Lurk in the interrealmic void, waiting to get in.
Like those cage head things.
Be ready with your axe.
I mean, I don't like them in the way where I'm like, yeah.
I want to be one.
No, I don't want to be one. No.
You like them, huh? Is that your dream?
Yeah, you got it. That's my dream, buddy.
Put my head in a cage.
Despite all my rage, my head's just still in a cage. This does look interesting. I wonder what this will play like or be like.
If these shadows have offended, think but this,
Hmm.
and all is mended.
Okay, here's a question. Have we seen anything here that runs on Unreal 5 yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm so excited to see that stuff.
At least
because
not
keep on being
like blatantly.
Oh yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I wasn't like a big fan of Saints Row to begin with, but then like all the stuff I've seen of this just seems like more of the same. I can't deny it. I am super underwhelmed by this completely.
You guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Check it out.
And I want to know.
I don't think I've ever played a Saints Row game besides like sitting down and messing around with it like at somebody's house or something.
But like even look at this one. It's just like graphics wise, gameplay wise, it just seems like Saints Row again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do think the character creation tools getting so customizable, not only in this but in like a lot of games, is like super neat. I think that's obviously for the better if you can just, you know, represent your avatars any way you want.
Character creation is important.
I think so.
If you have character
And,
creation, it better be robust and
this seems to be super robust, which is rad. But but it's like if that's in a game that's just sort of, you know, more of the same, it doesn't mean that I'll still play it. This is cool. They're kind of doing like a side by side. That's fun.
Okay.
All right. Like, maybe the point of Saints Row, maybe I'm treating it wrong. Maybe the point of Saints Row is not to innovate, but to kind of be like the Warriors games of the Grand Theft Auto clones. You know, it's a sandbox, it's a do whatever you want, make it how you want. It's action figures for you to play around with virtually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose.
Like if
That's
you
a
want the
pretty
Grand
good, that's kind of a pretty good analogy in a sense.
Yeah.
You know?
If you want, like, because some games are just like that, you know? If you want a really involved story and all of this kind of stuff, you know, there's places for that, but there's also places for just having some fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they launched this game, they first showed it off, they tried to show it as like a more like down-to-earth reboot with a lot of, you know what I mean? Like they kind of leaned into that. So I was kind of confused.
I don't think that looks like the same kind of description.
Darktide, Fat Shark's follow-up to the critically acclaimed Vermintide series. Darktide promises intense 4-player co-op action and terrifying enemy hordes to team up against.
Soon.
And it's
all these Warhammer games.
Vermintide was basically like Left 4 Dead against what are they called again? Whatever the rat faction is. So
Yeah,
Darktide is obviously some different factions involved, I think. But it's it's basically like Warhammer Left 4 Dead, I guess. At least that's what Vermintide was. We'll see. Did he say there would be gameplay? I want gameplay. This whole Summer Games Fest kickoff, whatever this is, I've just been I want gameplay. I want gameplay. I want gameplay.
You want to know what the only game I will say no gameplay is fine for? I'm not saying we're going to get it. I'm definitely not saying we're going to get it in any way, shape, or form. There's gameplay for you.
Okay.
Is all they need to do is give me 30 seconds Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Just show me anything.
I don't think we're going to see it until
No, I know.
after 16.
I can dream, can't I?
He like chopped somebody in half with like a chunky little knife. Like what? Whoa, that's a crazy looking device. I guess it is Warhammer 40k.
Like, these games always look so stunning to me when I see them, but are they just so lore heavy that it's hard to get into them, or like why do they not have this like same sort of mass appeal?
I mean, I think they probably do better than we're giving them credit for, but
well, I don't know. I'm not giving them.
But I don't
any
know.
credit.
I don't know how well they convert outside of Warhammer fans, if that's kind of what you're saying.
Because like, look at these.
But I would be more likely to play. So I'll tell you this: I'm a lot more likely to play a game that takes place in the Warhammer universe or one of the Warhammer universes than I am to just play like tabletop Warhammer. So like to make games is not a bad idea for Games Workshop and their brands. Like I have played like Total War Warhammer, which is like, I guess that's kind of like a hybrid, right? Because Total War is its own franchise, but it's like the Warhammer Fantasy based thing. And I've also played Dawn of War, which was more of a traditional like RTS, you know,
right.
At least the first Dawn of War, in the 40k universe. So I've played at least 2 Warhammer video games. I'm not against the idea, and I'm not a tabletop Warhammer player, so you know, I guess I've been converted a couple times before. Yeah, that was some disturbing imagery, you know.
Yeah, they kind of have a. They're getting some criticism for a few reasons.
Who is this?
Bloober team.
They're getting criticism. Okay, I'm not aware.
They put some content into the medium and in some of their past things that was just sort of, you know, unfortunate depictions of mental illness and, you know, some like some sensitive subject matter that was not treated super well. And kind of like really offended some people.
Okay.
And it seems it's like you know they're going for that horror game like everybody's a monster deep down inside, but it definitely maybe sent the message that they weren't intending on doing. But when kind of I think criticized for it, they kind of were like, well, that's just like how we do it or something. Don't quote me on that part. I don't know that part. I might just be talking nonsense, but.
Okay, this is our Unreal 5, though, that you were asking about.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, my point is, there's some legitimate criticism about how it handles some of the more sensitive topics that they like to talk about, and they kind of do it in a bit of a ham-fisted way, so... I mean...
Okay.
They seem to be trying to do a thing. If they can, you know, get the acts together and do it in a way that doesn't disenfranchise people...
Yeah, I'm completely out of the loop, so I'll have to look that up and catch up on the.
And they also got some criticisms because I think they were kind of like tapped to do Silent Hill 2 remake or something, and everyone's kind of like, really though? The medium was extremely mediocre.
This October, Gotham
and then everyone's like, oh god, like how's that gonna go? It was basically like the vibe. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not super pumped for Bloober team.
Let's
at the moment.
To Montreal to hear from executive producer
Gotham Knights. I don't know that I care about this one either.
Warm welcome from WB Games Montreal. I'm Fleur Marty. I'm the executive producer on Gotham Knights. Today, we are thrilled to share more with you on one of our beloved knights, Nightwing. This showcase is the first in our character series, and we're really looking forward to share more with you as we continue working towards our launch on October 25th. So I hope you enjoy the show and stay tuned.
Cool. I guess.
I had nothing.
What kind of game is this supposed to be?
Became my home.
For some reason in my mind that it was like a co-op kind of shooter. I don't know why I thought that.
I would expect more of like a brawler.
I don't know why I thought it was a shooter, but it's like a... Yeah.
No matter how hard we try, there's always more to do.
You know what always threw me off?
What's
was
that?
Gotham's city is apparently like across the river from Metropolis. So one city is overrun with crime and corrupted police officials, and they basically have a billionaire with a lot of toys defending them. And then literally right across the river is like an alien version of God. Why doesn't Superman just ever pop across the river and help out?
I don't know.
Think about it. All the times Batman's just like, oh, you won't get away with this, Penguin. Like, Superman could just like come over and be like zap with his laser eyes and then problem solved, right? Just saying. It's like, why are all the Marvel villains in New York?
Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog.
Fair enough.
Naughty Dog. Great to have you with us, Neil. It's been an eventful
Yeah, there's
day
no,
on
like-
the internet for Naughty Dog fans, and
Huh?
I think we jinxed ourselves. We were joking.
I was gonna say,
about
there's no
last
like
night, watch the assets release. Lo and behold, that's okay. Well, the good news is
Wisconsin
there's some that hasn't
supervillains.
leaked that we have lots to share
What's
with people.
why has it been an eventful day on the internet for
First of all,
Naughty
it
Dog?
is it's a big month actually.
And why did Jeff Keighley's
Last of Us remake, and also I believe there was a release of the casting or like a poster for like the
movie?
the live action.
So okay, why did Jeff Keighley say it in such an ominous way? He said it like there was like drama or like he was like, it's been a interesting day for Naughty Dog fans. I was like, what?
I don't know.
This is weird.
You know how he is. He just likes to do his thing.
It's an ominous pause, Jeff. Why are you gonna do that? I don't want
Okay, very interesting. So,
drama.
what can Last of Us fans expect in the future from it?
So why would they be remaking The Last of Us? Wasn't the remaster like pretty modern looking? I didn't think it. I didn't know it needed a remake.
Team's ambition. They really wanted to do something beyond what we've ever
Guess
done
if there's money to be made, you just do it anyway.
The way to do it justice is to make it a
It's one of those games that I think weirdly is so. It's hard to like it is good. It's one of those games that like I would have no business saying it wasn't a good game, right? And I'm not trying to say it's not. I love The Last of Us 1. I just haven't played The Last of Us 2 yet. That's why I'm not commenting on it. But
what I can tell you, is that this game is
oh, there's a multiplayer
as big as any of our
version.
single-player
Okay,
games
that's
that we've
cool.
done,
I did
and
not
in some
know
ways
about this.
bigger. Story, the way we're
And
telling
it seems
that
like a
story is
very
really neat.
classic choice if Naughty Dog wanted to keep on updating, like an IP going forward to like on every new system, so it was always playable. Like I would understand why they keep picking this one. I guess is my point.
And it's being headed by
Sure.
Gwyneth
Okay.
Underwall, Anthony
Once again, I don't know what exactly
and,
we
Joe
get out of
Padgett,
playing the same game over and over and over again, or how like many times before it's kind of like, all right, you know what I mean? But
Enough is enough.
right, and some people are probably already there, but I think for me, it's just like I get it. Like I didn't play the remaster, so now I probably won't. If I want to play this game again, I'd probably just buy this one. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah, I got you.
We also have something that I've been
So,
reading about on the internet every day.
I don't hate that. I mean, I'd rather that than a game being locked to a console that doesn't get supported anymore.
Yeah, so for the past year,
If I had to
you know,
be
we've
honest.
Craig Mazin of Chernobyl fame and HBO to adapt The Last of Us into a TV show. They've been filming, and it's pretty incredible. The stuff I'm getting back when we're looking at back at Naughty Dog, we can't help but
I'm gonna go ahead and wishlist that Stormgate on Steam. What else was like really standout?
That water game, High Water.
I just
Oh, yeah,
really
that's right.
proud of like again Craig and that whole crew and everybody that's up there. And they're actually their last day of filming is tomorrow. So
The
we're
entire
That's
series,
cool.
Last day of filming is tomorrow.
Last day of filming is tomorrow. Craig is up there.
I
right
like the
now,
idea of a
wrapping it
limited
all up.
series.
So it's pretty close. It's closer than you might think.
And you actually got to direct one of the episodes?
Yes, I think that really speaks to the kind of collaboration and trust that exists between Naughty Dog and HBO. They invited me to direct one of the episodes. I think we have an image from the episode I actually directed.
Ooh, okay.
So we could
First look. Let's take.
So you could see this is a certain museum that players might know from the game. And I really have to talk about Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. And
I think
not only the
Pedro
director,
Pascal was a
but
good
seeing them
choice
do all the
for
other
Joel.
episodes. They've thrown themselves at these roles
Okay.
for a whole year. Watching the nuance that they bring to these characters,
I
their
like,
relationship on and off camera,
I definitely I'm not familiar with the original characters enough to know who should play them or whatever, but he kind of looks the part enough. At least I know what Joel looks like.
Played The Last of Us?
No.
I will say this will be the
Man,
most authentic video game
it's actually really good.
Well, I mean, that first
Okay.
image
I'm not
you
even
put
just
out, it
saying that. It's like,
feels like the video
yeah,
I
it's
know.
heavy though. Like we've talked about before, it's just like
I
two's on my
saw
list.
I
but
saw
it's
pretty large
heavy.
chunks of it when a former roommate played it.
So we'll see more of that
Okay.
next year. That's coming as well, right? Serious?
You'll hear about it very soon. That's
Okay.
all I'll say right now.
All right. Well, Last of Us HBO, very, very exciting. And I hear you actually have a couple actors from the show who are going to join us
We
here.
happen to have a couple
Who's coming
actors
out?
here
Who's
that
coming
are on
out?
the show. We should bring them up.
Okay, come on out.
He was already here. He's cheating.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Oh, hello.
Surprise.
Troy's back again. Hello,
I know.
Ashley. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm a little confused though. I thought maybe Pedro Bella, but Troy Ashley out here from the game, right?
So when Craig and I started working on the show, almost one of our very first meetings, we said Troy and Ashley have to be a part of it, and we're such fans of like the talent and
Wait
the,
a
like,
second.
helping us
Wait a
create Joel and
second.
Ellie. We felt like it was so important that they become part of the show, and it wasn't. It has to be more than just like kind of like a wink to the camera and like a cameo.
Okay.
These are real roles that we're keeping under wraps for now. But man, I'm bummed that I couldn't be there with you guys when you filmed your stuff.
There's been so much
It's
stuff I feel like
so good
on the internet. There's so much like talk about what's being filmed, and I think that's because it kept a complete secret that you. So you were up there and you filmed your roles by now, obviously.
Well, keeping secrets with this franchise is kind of old hat. Like we've had
Except for today.
Yeah.
Except for today.
Except for the date. It was one of the hardest things for us to do is to not let people know that because we're so proud of it. The
Oh,
work that we
interesting.
did. We worked hard. The crew. I have to say, when I walked out on set, to be met with literally every person that I met on that crew is such a fan of this game, and they all
Thought I
knew what it
recognized her
was
from
that they were
something, but
working
I
on
was
and committed to working on this
incorrect.
project because
Oh,
of
she's
their
on Critical Role.
fan and their love for the game was one of
Okay.
the greatest. It was like I was coming home to friends.
Yeah.
Aha.
The attention to detail.
You ever get that when
was
you're just
amazing.
like,
Bella and
why do I know this
Pedro
person?
And you're
I-
thinking it's from an
they're
actual
so
piece of media or something.
perfect,
Well, I mean, I guess
and
Critical Role is a piece of media, but that's not what I mean.
describe that feeling of
Yeah, I know what you mean.
seeing
Because
that
she's like an
in
actress,
person.
right? So you so you
it's
expect
like-
that you would recognize her
it's
from
like
like a
the
role and not
characters
from
coming to life, but
a different kind
so
of
much
role,
more than that. I feel like I can't
a
really
critical
explain it,
role.
but I am
Oh my
so
god.
excited to be a part of it.
She's definitely in stuff.
Just, I can't wait to see
but
it. I think it's gonna
that's
be
more familiar to me.
To me, she doesn't look
It's-
familiar.
I love the story. I love
No,
just being a part of
I'm
this
so
world.
excited about the series and the fact that you guys are going to be in it. And
So was Troy just like hanging out backstage?
How it's going to sort of bob and weave.
Guess so.
Like he walked off like an hour ago, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna wait here and go on my phone for a bit.
Yes.
Maybe. Maybe just watch it.
So sneaky. All right. Well, we're so excited.
Maybe it's already on Twitter by now.
Hey. All right. Well, let's talk about what was on Twitter earlier today. Lots of talk about the idea, or really what's happening is it looks like you guys are remaking
Are they making it in
original
Unreal 5?
game, and this is like a ground-up remake. Is that right?
That's right. We wanted to give people the definitive version of the first game that wasn't encumbered by any technology. Wanted to find a way to get even closer to.
How can you not be encumbered by any technology? Because the thing is, like, yes, right now we have like modern whatever, right? But then like in another decade, when we're on like the PS7, people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's too bad Last of Us remake is stuck back on PS5 with those old ancient graphics." Like, it's impossible to not be encumbered by technology because technology will always just keep advancing past whenever you made your game. It's just a weird statement.
And this is so tricky because if this is what the new game looks like, see, in my mind, like I played on the PS3 when it came out, this is what I remember it looking like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never been this close. It's the outside.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Can't be any worse out there.
I mean, I don't think it looks bad, but I'm not looking at it being wowed that this is like the new generation of game.
If they include all the DLC, that would be cool.
I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
I can take care of myself.
And that game is really good.
If I get in trouble down there, you make
It was one of those games where when I was playing it, the people that lived at the time would watch me play it. It was like watching a TV show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hope you know how to use that thing.
I've had some practice.
That's soon. Okay.
Truly one of my favorite games of the past decade. Guys, what's your reaction to that?
Yeah, we hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, you're watching it in real time.
Yeah.
It's
More.
These performances you did a decade ago.
Yeah.
You didn't go back in. I mean, you used the original performances.
Yeah, actually, we came up with a process where we could take the original animation that we did for the faces and kind of like retarget it on these new rigs that have a lot more fidelity. And then the animators went back and
We're
studied.
seeing side by sides here, just how much it has changed. That you went and you redid the models and rebuilt everything.
Everything was rebuilt from
Okay.
the ground up.
I
Same
see
art
what they're
director,
doing.
Re-art directed the whole thing from the ground up. But the great thing about these faces is that they're closer to the original performance. All
See
the
what they're
animators
doing,
went
but
and
like in
studied
my
those
mind,
videos
it still
and
looks like how I remembered it. Like I didn't see that and go, oh my
Yeah.
god, that's amazing.
But
You
there's
know?
also that sort of phenomenon that it always, your memory of it always kind of looks a little better than what it really looked like.
Oh no, I remember exactly what Glover on the Nintendo 64 looks like.
Okay.
Because this, all new
And it's terrible.
and PC, we wanted them to have the definitive version of The Last of Us.
Amazing. Well, now you guys get to replay. I mean, when was the last time you guys played the game?
I actually played it again just to refresh my memory
The show?
before working on the show.
I was just a glutton for punishment, and I went straight from playing
Sounds hard to
part
do.
one straight into part two. And so the last time that I played literally would have been 2 years ago, since we're celebrating the anniversary of part two coming out. So I mean, it looks like I'm definitely going to be up for another playthrough with this.
I can't wait to go back because it was you guys did such an amazing job on that original game, and
It's really when you play it, when you see it in motion, it's really night and day from what it used to be.
imagine
I
thinking of
will
the- thinking of The
maybe
Last of
buy
Us 2
this,
combat,
or
but
like
that-
if it comes on PlayStation
whole,
Plus,
built-in
like
animation
yeah,
system,
I would
AI
definitely
system,
download
everything
that.
we've learned on Uncharted
I would
4,
play
Last
this,
of
is
Us
what
2,
I'm
on top of
saying.
this, again, to give that definitive version. Just to give a quick shout out, this project is headed up by Matthew Gallant and Shauna Sky, and you'll hear a lot more about it and see a lot more about it over the coming weeks leading up to the release September 2nd on PS4.
Shortly thereafter on PC. That's
thereafter.
actually the biggest deal. I think what they wanted to do
That
was
is
they
the big
wanted to
deal,
put it on the
yeah.
PC.
What are you directing? You still making games?
Still making games. I haven't given up my day job. It's a little early to talk about it. Maybe if someone in PlayStation wants to leak it, then we can talk about it now. Otherwise, we'll save it.
But you do have a new project.
Oh,
We
that's
have a new
funny.
project, but we'll save it for another Summer Game Fest.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll try and save it. All right. Troy, Ashley, Neil, thank you so much for dropping by
Cool.
Summer Game Fest, and I am so excited that The Last of Us is returning, as you said, in September. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome. All right, well, that is going to do it. Thanks to
The
Naughty
end?
Dog and PlayStation for that very special look at The Last of Us and the entire franchise and where things are going. Very, very excited about that. All right, Summer Game Fest continues over the next few days. Coming up right now on this very stream is Day of the Des with I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine, including an exclusive new look at the planet Atlanta. And then the Devolver Digital
Guess
Showcase.
so.
Tomorrow, we've got Netflix Geeked Week, which I'll be co-hosting. And the Tribeca
Can't believe this was as long as it
along
was.
with the Epic
This is a 2-hour show. I thought it was going to be like an hour.
It's the Xbox and Bethesda
It was
games
2
show. You
hours.
can stream
Kind of
them all
ended with
on
a
summergamefest.com.
not like a
I'm
big.
not saying that it's not exciting for a Last of Us fan or for like people in general, but for some reason the energy of it was really low. Of that finale, you know, like,
Yeah.
which was fine, but you know what I mean. Like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, when did you last play it? Oh, it's great. Oh, cool." Like, it just really was like, I don't know. It's okay. It's
Did you
fine.
hear what he just said?
No, what did he say?
Summer Games Fest 2023 in person, and we know that Summer Games Fest is more than just this stream. It's also it's also like a kind of, you know, like people getting together and doing it. So that's interesting. I wonder if he's trying to like replace E3. We'll see.
Okay. Cool.
Because
So
was it ever in person before? I can't remember, honestly. I kind of just started paying like more attention to it recently as it's picked up steam.
I don't think so. All right. So I don't know, any like kind of thoughts reflecting on that. I mean, I added High Water and was it Stormgate to my Steam wish list. I don't
Yeah.
know. There was a couple of things there, you know.
Well, you know what?
I think that I'm gonna say I think that Hoyoverse really sold because they had a little segment on Zenless Zone Zero, and I guess they wanted to focus on the Honkai Star. What was it called? Because I think that one wasn't announced yet, but I'm just gonna kind of reiterate that Zenless Zone Zero made a way stronger impression with its actual trailer than like that one that they showed here, because it was a much shorter and much different cut, and just generally not. Because like the thing that was really cool about the full trailer is it showed like environments and like all these like cool like cityscapes with like lots of flashy color.
Right.
And then here we saw like kind of like a bit of a ruined looking place with like one character who did like a little bit of battle after like showing a bunch of silhouettes in front of a TV wall or something like that, and it just like didn't do it. It just was not at all close to the same like if somebody was seeing that for the first time, like if that was somebody's first impression compared to the full trailer, it's like kind of like what? Okay, whatever, you know. I don't know.
I felt like
Witchfire.
Sorry, that's cool. Oh, I was gonna say I just felt like it was more like hey, here's some stuff that you might know about, and we're gonna talk about it. It didn't really seem like obviously the Game Awards is where they like Jeff Keighley likes to really kind of 1-2 punch you with like oh my god, oh my god, oh my god the whole time, and he did. Leading into this, basically tell everybody it is not going to be that. Do not expect that. On Twitter. So, to his credit, he definitely set the expectations, and it was pretty much right where I thought. Like super interesting. Really glad we watched it.
I know the Callisto Protocol caught your attention.
That literally sold me on. Like that's what I mean. Like there were moments like that for sure, but I didn't really have any wow moments. I don't think.
I thought. What was that game that looked like Routine? It was called. That had the really interesting style. That one looked really cool. You know, I thought. I thought Witchfire looked a little bit plain actually in terms of gameplay.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Compared to maybe what I expected it to be, but I'm still interested. I don't really do the Epic Game Store thing. I don't really like the way that they have. Conducted themselves within the space, so I just don't really want to support them. So I'll kind of wait till it shows up somewhere else. I'm sure it will.
I mean, they love those. They love those.
I mean,
blockchain games.
It's the inevitability of launching on Epic Game Stores. Eventually, you're going to be like, all right, like, you know, we did this thing, got our exclusive payout from Epic Games, but nobody actually plays our game. Time to launch on Steam now. The exclusivity window is open, and then maybe people will actually play our game. Like, it's just normal, right? It's a normal cycle. I actually think that, what is it called? White Neon or Neon White? I actually think that game looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of my second time taking a look at it. I think the first time it looked a little, like not that. I feel like when we first saw it, we saw it in like a Switch presentation. It might have been actual Switch captured gameplay because I feel that I remember it looking really, like framey.
Polished.
Yeah. But it's looking really polished now. It looks awesome. I like the visual style a lot too. It's something really unique. The Cuphead DLC looks great. I have yet to play the base version of the game. You know, there was the One Piece game looks really cool. I really liked that it had sort of the Dragon Quest visual style going on. That was great.
I actually am weirdly into that.
Honestly, like, I don't know. Seems kind of interesting. I don't know anything about One Piece, so I'm not about to go on that particular journey, but
well, I'm on episode 200.
Darktide honestly didn't look bad. We focused so much on like do Warhammer games convert non-Warhammer fans, but actually like talking about how the game looked, like
good.
I think it looked fine, yeah. And then it pretty much just went right on to like Last of Us. We just watched it, we just talked about that. So that's pretty much what there is to say about that, isn't it?
A lot of these were things that we had heard of before, and they were just finally being like...
Which sort of matches up with Jeff's tweet.
Yeah, which is, once again, totally fine, but I think that's why the hype was kind of low. It was just like, oh, yeah, that game got revealed like 3 years ago. Oh, okay, it's done now. Cool, awesome. You know what I mean? That's kind of was like that was the vibe, which is fantastic. I mean, like, you know, congrats to all the devs launching stuff this year. That's amazing, and I can only imagine that if you're a smaller studio or whatever, trying to navigate the pandemic and everything, you know what I mean? Like, I can't have been easy. So anything getting shipped is I think, reason for celebration. You know.
That's true. Yeah.
So like I know that the scene gets really like obsessed with like the big reveals and like the boring next, like where's the this, where's the that, but at the end of the day, you know, it's cool. It's still cool. It's cool to see small dev teams, big dev teams, just people making stuff, putting it out there, and then, you know, we get to all share in the hype of their excitement. I think that that's neat.
Yep. Cool. Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
I mean, those kind of were my closing thoughts. I mean, I'm looking forward to Devolver Digital in an hour. Kind of wish it was a. I don't know. I felt like I was gonna have like a 2-hour break, but yeah, looking forward to Devolver in an hour. I thought I saw him say that like there would be like the Xbox Bethesda showcase, which that little schedule that I posted to you privately didn't have that on it. So
Was
that's
it just
something
not announced yet?
No, I doubt that. I'm sure it was announced well in advance. I just didn't.
I thought that was like full on next week though.
Didn't he say it was on like? Oh, it's on June 12th. So it's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Let me think. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to actually watch it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So anyway, that's between you and I to figure out if you want to take it solo or what we'll do about that. But you know, I guess I'll be catching up on it after the broadcast time, and then you know, I don't know what else there is. If Nintendo's going to do a direct, I'm going to watch it. But I would assume or hope that it would have been announced by now, and that doesn't seem to be the case. So we're just kind of, I don't know, kind of waiting on that, I guess. But
I think we'll see something. We'll see something.
A second state of play for first party stuff I would really like to see, although I feel like Sony won't back to back them this close, so we might not see that till like July.
Yeah, I would reckon that you're right on that.
But yeah, I don't know, things are looking interesting. There's stuff to play. It's not like, you know, things are probably not where they would have been if the pandemic never happened, but it's not like there's nothing to play. So yeah,
that's true.
Cool stuff, exciting stuff.
And if you can't play anything new, there's a whole lot of old that's really good. So don't neglect your backlogs, people.
Yeah, true. Very true. Cool.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like we do. Don't do it like us.
So then closing like socials, you know, you'll be watching this on our YouTube channel, so you've already found that. We do have a Twitch account. This podcast cannot continue. We have TPCC _podcast on Twitter. This podcast cannot continue on Instagram. And if you want to follow direct links to any of that, we have our website at thispodcastcannotcontinue.ca. The actual podcast episodes, of course, can be found on any service that streams podcasts. So like Spotify, the Apple Music podcast section, all of these services. If it streams podcasts, we're probably on it.
Well said. Yeah. So as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know what you thought in the comments. If you made it to the end, you're a trooper. You deserve it. You know, the thank you, I mean. We love hearing from you. But for now, this podcast cannot continue.